Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Hey, we're excited to talk to this guy. It is Dr. Shariat. He's got a book out. It's called Iran's Great Awakening. If you're watching Facebook Live and YouTube Live, there he is. Doc, how are you?
Wonderful. Good to be with you guys.
Hey,
Thanks
good.
for joining us.
Yeah. You're the founder also of Iran Alive. We can talk a little bit about that. How long has this book been out?
About a year. I worked on it several years, but it came out last year.
Yeah. Well, there's a number of things that I have here that I'd like to bring up. We're just going to let you go and just talk. But it says only a third of the population in Iran identifies as Muslim. I was so shocked. Why is that?
Well, are you ready to be shocked multiple times today?
Yes.
Yes.
Because what God is doing in Iran is so unique. It's history in the making, and not many people know what a revival is happening in Iran. Millions of Iranian Muslims have rejected Islam in a major way, not an emotional overnight decision. It took them 40 years to experience Islam, and now Islam is dead, is defeated in Iran. Islam is experiencing its greatest defeat in its history in Iran today. And one sign is what you just mentioned. Less than 1/3 believe in Islam in Iran, according to an independent, very solid research.
So, Dr. Shariat, then why? I mean, maybe it's just me, but why, when we hear about Iran and Iraq and the pretty much a lot of the Middle East, why do we automatically think, well, they're all Muslim over there? Why do we think that? Is that just poor American thinking, or do Muslims want people to think there are a lot more there?
Well, we need to be updated with what God is doing. Of course,
Right.
the Middle East is Islam, and according to Islam, if you're born in an Islamic nation, if you're born to an Islamic family, you're automatically Muslim. So, assuming that there are Muslims, it's a good assumption by name, by label. But practically, are they following Islam? Not in Iran. Not only they're not following Islam, they are against Islam. Can I share something that just shocked me the last few days, the last week, and tomorrow in our live broadcast? We do a 24/7 live broadcast, satellite broadcast. We go over the heads of the mullahs into people's homes, and in the privacy of their homes, tell people about Christ. But let me shock you one more time. The last week, there has been a trend, a hashtag. Number one for few days in Iran. Hundreds of thousands of people saw and passed on this hashtag. Uh, you know what it was on Twitter? I can't tell you because let me put it this way. These are by Muslims, the hashtag. It is, may I say, F Islam.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it's so popular right now. And it shows the pain of the people's heart, the depth of the rejection of Islam. Not only is not Islam for me, but Iranian people, especially the younger generation, are believing if we want to have a future for our nation, we need to get rid of Islam. So tomorrow on our live broadcast, I have a news segment where I look at the trends. And tomorrow I'm going to talk on our satellite television exactly on this.
Wow. We're talking with Dr. Shariat, and he has a book out called Iran's Great Awakening. All right, let's talk about that awakening specifically. How long did you say that's been happening? Did you say 4 years now?
The Great Awakening has been gradually building up, and it took him 40 years. In the early 80s, it was intellectuals like me who would just compare Islam and Christianity, but gradually grew to other intellectuals, to students, and then the middle class. What we are seeing is the last 2-3 years, the low-income people in Iran who are typically pro-Islam, pro-government, they're turning away from Islam. They're turning away from the government. And that's why, another shock, we are seeing 10 to 20 times growth in the number of salvations just the last 2 years. And
Wow.
it's not dying down. The last few weeks, I am shocked of the number of people who are contacting us, praying with us to receive Christ.
Dr. Shariat, what is causing this? What is it people waking up to see what Islam truly is, or is it the government? What is it that's causing this?
Of course, it's a move of God, but God uses history.
Right.
God has unmasked Islam. Islam may look good for those who don't know it, a religion of peace and all that, the deception. Because when you read a Quran, you don't see that. So what happened was the Iranians who believed in Islam so much that they kicked out Shah and they brought Islam. They did. They really believed in Islam. And they were ready to die for Islam in the 80s. And many of them did in Iran-Iraq war. But gradually they started questioning, what is this? What is it? Why isn't it working? And then they saw the hypocrisy of these mullahs and the corruption. And they looked into Islam more carefully. And they saw that what mullahs in Iran are doing with corruption, with killing, with cruelty, that's Islam. It's not just their mullahs, it's in Quran. And Prophet Muhammad did the same thing. So they are coming to conclusion that Islam is not our solution. Islam is our problem, and we need to get rid of it. So it was a gradual, but it's picking up. I thought, we have had such great years of conversion and people coming to Christ. But what's happening the last year, and especially the last couple of months, I've never seen that before.
It's awesome. It's called Iran's Great Awakening. And let's talk a little bit about biblical prophecy. Iran and Israel fit into biblical prophecy. This is all coming together. No surprise to God, right? Well, what should we expect?
Well, we have two sets of prophecies. You can read the details in my book, Iran's Great Awakening. But in the middle section, in the first section, I share my spiritual journey. Second section in the book is about the prophecies, very careful study of the prophecies. And when you look at the prophecies, you see two sets of prophecies about Iran. By the way, Iran in the Bible is called Persia and also Elam. Elam is a land completely inside Iran. So you see two sets of prophecies. One set is very positive. One set is very negative. Ezekiel 38 says Iran with Russia, Turkey, and other nations will unite and will attack Israel. And the Lord, of course, responds, and nobody comes to help Israel, as you read in Ezekiel 38, and the Lord intervenes. And then you go to Jeremiah 49. Many people are familiar with Ezekiel 38, but not Jeremiah 49. Jeremiah 49, verses 34 and on, talks about the future of Elam. And at the end, 49:38, are you ready to be shocked from the Bible? The Lord says, Jeremiah 49:38, I will set my throne in Elam, which is today's land of Iran. Wow. He will be the king. He will be known and worshipped. Now you say there are two sets. Iran attack Israel and Iran will be a Christian nation. Yes. And both are happening at the same time. How? The government of Iran is against Israel. They're developing nuclear bomb and they're not shy about it, that when they get it, they will attack Israel. So the government is fulfilling Ezekiel 38. But the people of Iran who are rejecting Islam, they're fulfilling Jeremiah 49:38, bringing King Jesus into Iran.
Wow. Dr. Hormoz Shariat, we can see that you are pumped about this, and that's exciting to see. I'm curious. You say in the book you talk about your spiritual journey. Can you give us kind of the Reader's Digest version of how you came to being a follower of Christ and how you grew up, and give us the background.
Yeah, I was born in Iran as a Muslim, and I was pretty devout in my early years. But when I got to be a teenager, I said, this doesn't make sense. Memorizing these prayers, repeating several times, let me focus on my studies. Be a good person, but focus on studies. So I focused on getting good grades and entering at the university. My dream was come to United States, get a PhD, become a scientist. I loved to be a scientist, when I was a kid. And I work hard. In 79, I was about to come to US, and I was on streets of Tehran as a young man shouting, "Death to America, death to America." Of course, I've changed my mind since then. I sing, God bless America, and I really mean that. So I was saying death to America, but in my heart, I was saying, not yet, please. I want to go there, get my PhD. So I came to University of Southern California, and I got a PhD in artificial intelligence. And while I was finishing my degree, I got interested in spiritual things. I said, look what Islam is doing. I need to be a good Muslim. But I want to study Islam. When I was a kid, I did not like that. So I studied Quran first, intending to be a good, dedicated Muslim. What I found in Quran was a lot of violence, and I did not like it. I realized if I want to be a good Muslim, I have to be violent. I have to hate those who don't believe. So I said, I don't like it. What else is out there? So I read Bible. I compared Bible and Quran, and I realized both are not the same.
Right.
The God of Bible and the God of Quran are not the same personality. So after a few months of struggling, I realized, oh my gosh, this message of the gospel is so simple, even a child can understand. God created you, loves you, and because you're sinful, you cannot reach him. But because he's love, he sent Jesus after you. That's even a child can't understand that story. Yeah. So I believe that my life was changed. And I got so excited. I said, this simple message, you don't have to have a PhD to understand it, but it changed my life. And I saw the power in it that can heal marriages. It healed mine, and it can change nations.
Wow.
That's why I got excited. I started sharing the gospel with others.
Love it.
Dr. Shariat, the book is called Iran's Great Awakening, and it is a great book. We would love to talk to you again, Doc. Check this out. Text Iran, IRAN, to 50700. You mentioned the live broadcast. Now, where can folks see the broadcast that you're doing? Well,
the broadcast is on our Farsi website, not an English website. It's all in Farsi. So if you look, you probably won't understand most of it, except some of our preachers are in English with subtitle. But pray for us. It's a time that Iran will come to Christ. And once Iran comes to Christ, the whole Middle East will be impacted.
Wow.
That's when God says, I will set my throne in Iran. Means it will be a center of transformation. It will bless the Middle East. It will send missionaries to Israel. Already has started, by the way. And it's going to impact the nation. So pray for Iran alive. Pray for Iran. And if the Lord leads you, let's do it together. Let's disciple this nation.
Awesome. Love it.
Love it. Love what God is doing. Text Iran to 50700. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.